time. My name's Kurt Klinsing. I'm from Quality of Life Now. If you want to watch the video and review this later, you can go to qolnow.com to our Sunday page. What we're going to do, we do different movements for different seasons. So if this is your first time, I'm wearing my supposed to be silver shirt because it's a metal lesson. That means we work on the metal organs, which are your lungs and your large intestine, plus we've been practicing a movement. We do different movements every season. So we're in the fall season. Seasons are 10 weeks long in Chinese medicine. So we've been working on something called the Golden Chi Ball, which is 10 movements. I'm just gonna go right into it today, because today at the end, I want to do a standing meditation, because every season you do a slightly different posture, and so I wanted to show you the metal posture about how to do breathing during the autumn. If it's the first time, I'm just going to explain a few of the movements, because I'm just going to go through the movements of the form, and we'll go through those. But there's some standard things. When we're standing, our feet are pointing straight forward. If you're shoulder width apart, when you bend your knees, you don't want your knees to go past your toes, because now you're starting to stress your knees so much. And in general, we want your hips to go up and down, and so your back stays against the wall. So you're basically doing this. And the reason we do that is it aligns, keeps things open, the energy can flow through, but we're engaging the legs. Your legs are pumps. Many of the systems in your body are passive, so you actually have to move in order to make your body work properly. So in this case, we're doing multiple things. We're building up our leg strength. We're engaging the calf pumps, which push fluids, lymphatic fluids and blood out of your lower body back into your body. So this is what we're doing. We're breathing, and the other thing is we want to make sure our lungs are working properly, which are bringing in oxygen and expelling waste. So we do abdominal breathing. So you're going to put your hands on your thumbs in your navel, and you breathe in with your abdomen. Breathe out. You pull up your perineum, push in your navel. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay, that's called abdominal or natural breathing. You should be doing that all the time, but when we practice, when we do any of the forms, any of the movements today, you should be breathing with your abdomen. Your knees. The other thing we're doing is we want to build up our flexibility in our rib cage, plus we want to push fluids up our spine and clear our brain. So we do a lot of movements where we pull back our shoulders, our lower shoulder blades. You want to pull your shoulder blades together, but the upper shoulder blades, the lower shoulder blades. So, they're like this. So when you open up, that opens up your chest and expands your rib cage. If you pull the upper shoulder blades together, you get this look, and this, as you can see, stops energy from flowing in your body, plus blood going to your brain, which is bad. All right. So basically, when we go up, we arch our back. That's a horseback, and we go down. We pull in our pelvis, push out our kidneys. So breathe in, go up, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Okay, and you were doing your abdominal breathing. Okay, we're going to do the Golden Chi Ball now. So we start out by shaking our hands loosely. This movement's called Shake the Nine Gates. So we start out, we're trying to get blood. As we age, blood withdraws from our extremities. That's why we have so many problems with our hands and feet as we get older. So we're trying to get blood to go back out to our extremities. And now we're going to open up the 9 gates. We're opening up our major joints: hip, knee, and ankle, shoulder, elbow, and wrist, and upper, lower, and middle spine. So we're just really loose. We want to break up adhesions in our in our muscles, in our fascia, so we're lifting our rib cage slightly off, letting it drop onto our internal organs. That's breaking up any, and we've been sleeping, we want to get a little bit of flow and separation in our organs. So it's just really loose. The muscle should be moving over the bones, skin over the muscle, and we're coming up slightly on the ball of our feet and dropping down. That's sending a little shock wave through our legs too, bringing adhesions in the lower part of the body. So they shake the 9 gates. It's the first movement of the golden chi ball. Just getting our body ready to let energy flow through. Come up, throw the energy out to your fingertips. The next movement we're going to do is called standing in a boat. This is going to pull together. This is what it looks like. You're breathing in, hands are coming up, breathing out. Breathe in. So I'm just going to go all through the things. It looks like it's a simple movement, but what we're doing is first we're shifting our weight slightly forward and up. The weight's going on the balls of our feet and our toes. And then as we go down, we sink the weight into our heels, but our toes are still grabbing the ground. So we're going up and then down. So weight goes forward and up. You don't want to be off balance, so you don't want to be leaning. Your energy is going up and then it's going down. All right, so breathe in. So we're doing our abdominal breathing, our abdomen's going out. Breathe out, pulling up our perineum, pushing out our diaphragm. So now you want, the second part of this is when we go up, we're doing our horseback, we're arching our back slightly, and then as we come down, we round our back, we do our turtle back. So breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay, so the next part is when we go up, we're arching our back, but when we come down, we drop. See, we're bending our knees. We're trying to get our calves going, engage our calf pumps to get the lower body activated. Breathe out. So breathe in, come up. You're on your toes, so you're on your balls of your feet, so you're clenching your calves, now you're relaxing them. Breathe in, breathe out. We're bending our legs too, that's engaging the large muscles of our lower body to strengthen our lower body's stability for when we stand, and we're strengthening our ankles by going up and down. That gives us stability when we walk. Right. Now, we're doing the horseback. Breathe in, breathe out, because we're doing our horseback, arching our back, turtle back, rounding our back. That's sending fluids up our spine. So now we have fluids moving from the lower body into the torso, and we're pushing fluids, spinal fluid around. We're taking deep breaths to make sure that we're getting a lot of oxygen into our body. So we're breathing with our abdomen. So breathe in. Breathe out. Even though this looks like a simple movement, actually I'm spending the most time on it because there's a lot of things going on. So now we're just going to go with our hands now. So our hands, your hands aren't rigid. See, they're actually being pulled up. I've tied balloons to my wrists. So my wrists lead, and see my elbows stay below my hands. If I raise my elbows up, what's happening, I'm doing that shoulder thing again, which is stopping energy from flowing through my body and cutting off blood to my brain. So you have to keep your elbows below your hands. Your hands float up, and then when you get here, as you come down, you push with your wrist. So here now, your hands are being pulled up by the wrist, and now you're going down, pushing down with the wrist. And this is also, we're raising our arms to about our shoulder height and coming down. That's giving a little massage to the lymph glands in our armpits. So now we got spinal fluid going, lymphatic fluid, blood, oxygen, and waste being expelled from our body. So yeah, that's why even though this seems like a really simple movement, a lot's going on. So we'll just do a few more breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. We're going to do another version of this, which is more directed toward your lungs. We're going to do the same thing, but when we come up, we're going to turn our hands over. We're going to pull our shoulder blades together and look up, and we're expanding our chest. We're trying to get flexibility in our rib cage, open it up a lot, and stretch the muscles here and ligaments here, because we want to stretch this, because we don't want to walk around like this. So we want this area to be opened up. So we're breathing in, and we're making we're still coming up on the balls of our feet, but we're arching more, and we're pulling our shoulder blades back. And then as we breathe out, we're putting the back of our hands together and pulling our collarbones together. So we're squeezing everything out, plus we're stretching across the back. So stretching across the front, breathe in, breathe out, stretch across the back. Breathe in, open up, bring in a lot of oxygen, breathe out, push out all the waste products. Do a few of these. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, look up, stretch the meridians in the front, breathe out. We're going to do another similar one. So this is standing in a boat. But we're moving our arms this way. We're now kind of more focusing, lifting the rib cage and squeezing using our core. This is called Phoenix Ascends the Flame. So it's like our wings are coming up. So you're breathing in, flick your hands, and then as we breathe out, it's like we have a big ball that we're squeezing into a little ball. So breathe in, now that ball's expanding, breathe out. Phoenix ascends the flame. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, we're still doing a horseback. Breathe out, we're still pushing out our kidneys and pulling our pelvis under, doing a turtle back. All these things fit together. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, abdominal breathing. So you can take any one of these movements, and practice them by themselves. You don't have to do the whole form. So if you want one of the movements you want to use as a meditation or to work on your breath or your balance, you can do these. We'll do one more. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay, I wrote a little book, which there was a link if you go on our site, there's a link. It's called Tai Chi Tail. It has a little picture book with all the movements in, so you can remember them. In the books, the Chinese moves have names. The next name is Monkey Leaps from Tree. So the phoenix lands in a tree, turns into a monkey, and now this is working on the lungs. So this one we're coming up, we're lifting our rib cage up, and then we're going to do 3 different versions. Then as we breathe out, this one we're going to sink down a little further, and we're going to push all the air out because we're lifting our rib cage, letting a lot of oxygen come in because we're breathing with our abdomen. Breathe out, and now we're breathing out all the waste. So breathe in, breathe out, because we're sinking lower. We're working on our calves and our ankles. Breathe in, breathe out. All right, now the second way to do it is a little bit more vigorous, because we're trying to push out all the waste. So what we're doing is we're coming up, we've lifted our rib cage up, and then as we breathe out, we lift our heels off the ground. Unless you have balance problems, you have to modify the movement for you. So we reach up, and then we're just going to drop down and let our rib cage drop, and that pushes out some more waste. So breathe in, breathe in, breathe breathe in. So this is to work on our lungs. Now the other thing is, if you know any acupuncture, that you have meridians, and the lung meridians start here. So if you tap it, just gently, you can feel like it, you kind of feel like it's going to make you cough. So what we want to do is we want to hit those at the same time we drop, because we're dropping our rib cage and we're making ourselves cough, so we get out even more waste. So our hands, when we drop, our hands are going to lightly hit these spots here. So we're breathing in, breathe in. You can stay on the previous one if you want. Breathe in. All right, now we're going to work on the lower body a bit more. We're going to do the monkey leapt from the tree, turned into a snake, and now snake rises from the grass. So first we have to get in the grass. We're here. This one, your feet are about 2 shoulder width apart. How low you go depends on your knees, so you have to listen to your body. But what we want to do is we want to drop our hips. So we're not doing this. See, because nothing's happening. This one is building our lower body. So we're going to be here. We have our horseback, so our shoulder blades are put together. We're looking forward. As we sink down, we continue to look forward, and then when you get to your kind of lowest point, that your knees tell you to stop. Now someone's thrown a ball, so you look, you see the ball coming, so now you go into our turtleback and you reach down for the ball, but you don't want to drop really low. You don't want to put your head below your sternum. So you reach for the ball, and then we breathe in. So we breathe in, we come down, we catch the ball, and now we coming up, rising out of the grass. So we're coming up, we're squeezing with our core and unrolling our spine one vertebrae at a time. So we're breathing in, breathe out. So one of the main things is here, you got to be moving your hips. You have to be going down at least slightly, because we're trying to engage the major muscles of our legs and build them up by raising and lowering our weight. So we'll just do a few more. Breathe in, breathe out, and then breathe in, breathe out. All right, so in the comic book, the snake sees the sun and the moon, and it rises up to embrace the sun and the moon. And how we're going to do that is, I'll show you the movement, and then we'll talk about it. So we're breathing in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. So you reach over, grab the sun, pull that in. Reach over, grab the moon, pull its energy in. So breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Okay, so this looks simple, but not you, but what the other students are doing, they're doing this. And we don't want to do that. We want to, in Tai Chi, in Qigong, your body moves as a unit, and your hands actually are just expressing. See, I'm not actually moving my hands, but because I can move my waist, they look like they're doing all this stuff. So that's what should be happening here. We're shifting to one side, and then we're turning our body. If you have some problems with your balance, you can lift the back leg, but you want to go here as you turn. You want to lift up, and your hands should stay in front, basically, of your heart. Your hands are just dropping up and down between your heart and your navel. So you post to one side, and then you turn your body, come back to the center. You can make a little circle, post to the other side. Reach the globe on that side, come up. So we're going to breathe in, breathe out, pulling it back, circling, reach up to the other side. So breathe in, Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. So if you've been doing this for a while, you can do the you move, and then your hands turn to go up. When we're water, this is a water movement, so you would never get up here and then stop, because water doesn't stop. So what happens is you're here, you move to one side, you turn, that throws your hands up. Just as they get to the top, you can move to the other side, brings your hands back down to the middle, and then throw your hands. We'll skip the circle. You can pull your hands down, that throws them. When you get to the other side, then they move up. You move to the other side. This is actually Tai Chi because it's water. You're shifting. My hands are following what my body, my hands are expressing what my bodies are doing. Just to get to the top, now I pull my hands back. They drift down. I throw them up by turning my waist, pull them to the other side. So let's breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. So you should be your hands. You're trying to become aware. This is one of the reasons you move slowly in Tai Chi. You want to become aware of where your body is the whole time. You never want to lose balance, but you're shifting, and then you gain some sense of where your body is. You're sending continuous signals to your body. This should help you stop stumbling into things, should that be a problem in your life. So you become aware of where your body is. Right, the next one is called, let's embrace the sun and the moon, because we're embracing the sun, pulling in its energy, embracing the moon, pulling it in. The next one is we clear our 7 chakras. A lot of the movements for this are to open up your body and allow energy to flow through, so your body functions better. We have 7 chakras which go up the center of our body. And what we want to do is clear them so that stale energy leaves and fresh energy can go through. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a small circle. We'll go through each one. The first one's in your pelvis. So you're going to breathe in, and your hands come up, and then you breathe out. So you breathe in, golden, fresh energy. You breathe out. Push that into your chakra, the 7 chakras, and then push out the stale energy. So breathe in, breathe out. The first one is in your pelvis. Breathe in. The second one, of course, where else? It's in your navel. Breathe out. We're doing our abdominal breathing. Breathe in. When we're breathing in, we're trying to push the kidneys out too, as well as the abdomen. So we want to expand the whole lower body. Breathe in, breathe out. That was the second one. Third one is in your stomach or your solar plexus right here. So we're moving up the body. Breathe in, pulling energy up. Breathe out. Push that energy through the chakra. Push out stale energy. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, there's 3 above and 3 below. The one in the middle would be your heart. So the 4th one is in your heart. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. You want to visualize energy coming up. Whenever you do meditation or any type of Qigong or Tai Chi, you want to be visual, you want to be aware. Want to use your mind, so you have to be aware of either how your body's moving or visualizing energy moving through your body. Okay, that's your heart in the center. Now we'll do the 3 upper ones, which start in your throat. That's where you communicate with people. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. The next one is in your forehead. That's where your third eye is. That's where your intuition, your emotions from your heart, and the communications, logic from your throat come together into intuition. So it comes up, breathe in, breathe out. And the final one is your spiritual connection, but it's passed out of your body. It's just above your body. So it's, I guess it's not corrupted by earthly matters. Breathe in, breathe out. And we'll just go down. So you're going to start out the seventh one, the spiritual one, just above your body. Breathe in, your forehead or third eye. Breathe out. Breathe in your throat. Breathe out. The center chakra, your heart. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in your solar plexus, stomach. Breathe out. Navel. And finally your pelvis. Okay, now we're going to work on our bodies again, working on our spine. This movement is called Gather the Clouds to Make a Pillow. It's actually working on our upper spine. So we're reaching up. We're going to be reaching up to gather the clouds. Our hands are coming over the heads, touching the back of our heads. The thumbs touch the back of our heads. And this is opening up our chest. So once again, we're working our lungs. We're building upper flexibility in our rib cage. As we breathe out, we're pulling our elbows together, and we're lowering our head. Now, we are not doing this. We're not going to the whole turtle back, because this is actually trying to work the neck and the upper back. So when we come in, we're pulling back in, but we're not doing this because we're trying to focus on the upper body. So we're here. Breathe in, and then breathe out. We're working the upper spine, then come back, open it up again, and then look forward, and then we breathe out. They say you're straightening your long white beard. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. This is working the upper spine and rib cage. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, this last one is working the lower spine, opening up the lower spine, and working our legs. So it's called return to fetal position. So we're going to put our feet together. We're going to go to a fetal position. So in this one, you can actually, you're not keeping your back against the wall. This one, you can actually lean forward. We're doing a turtle back, so we're trying to open up the lower back. So once again, you don't want to put your head below your sternum. So I'll just do it from the side once. So as we come up, we're going to unzip our jacket. Then we're going to do the back of our hands come up. So we're coming up, unzipping our jacket. The back of our hands are up. That means our shoulder blades are together, and our collarbones are together. So we're stretching the back. We're doing like a breaststroke. So we're opening the front. So we're doing the whole, working the rib cage. But now our hands, as they come back, they make a light fist. They touch our kidneys. We rub our kidneys for a second, and then as we come back, we're going to bring them around, and we want our forearms to rub against our body. There are liver meridians here. We're going to stimulate our internal organs. And at the same time, we're going to sink down and use our lower body and stretch our lower back. So from the side, we're here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. From the front, you might probably see it. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, so what we're going to do for 5 minutes is we're just going to go over standing meditation. This is actually kind of the easier form of meditation. Sitting, we don't sit. Our chairs are killing us. We sit in chairs our whole life, so this all closes up down below. So it's very often very difficult to meditate sitting. So the standing meditation, we want to make sure energy can flow through our body. So we want to be connected to the earth. So our feet are about shoulder width apart. They're pointing straight forward. We're grabbing the ground. We're connecting with the earth by grabbing the ground with our toes and sinking our weight into our heels. So we're kind of like arching our toes, the balls of our feet, and our heels are touching. So it's kind of like we're pulling up our arches. Our knees are soft. You can even have a slight feel like you're holding a beach ball between them, but you don't want them to cave in. They're out. You want everything to be open. You want your perineum to be open. This is where all the energy centers, meridians flow through. So you want to have your groin open. You're coming up. So now for the upper body, we're pulling. We don't want to have our rear end stuck out. We're slightly rolling our pelvis under. This is straightening our lower spine. We want our spine to be, we're not trying to make it exactly straight, but we want to straighten it out and elongate it. So once again, energy can move through and our neck is straight. Our head is pushing up, but we're holding an apple under our chin. So we're still looking forward. So you're not doing this. We're trying to feel like we're being, the center of our head's being pulled up. This is straightening our neck. Now our spine is like a string of pearls hanging down. We also don't want to have our arms in because that's going to stop energy from flowing and fluids from flowing. So our hands are slightly out. We have eggs in our armpits. So it's kind of and so we've stacked our bones now. So we're in pretty much this is the standing position for like all the seasons, but we do different hand positions. The other thing that we do for every season is we want to have one is fun. We want to have a slight Buddhist smile on our face, so the edges of our mouth move up toward our ears. This makes our body think that meditation is fun, and they've done Western science experiments on it, and they find out if you smile, you actually release certain endorphins into your brains. So the other part is when we breathe in, we want our tongue to go to the top of our mouth, and when we breathe out, we drop it down. So breathe in, tongue up, breathe out, drop it down. Breathe in, breathe out. And of course, we're using our abdominal breathing, so we breathe in, our abdomen, we're meditating, so our abdomen gently goes out, and then when we breathe out, we want to pull up our perineum. That kind of pushes energy up our spine. So we're breathing in, abdomen goes out, breathe out, navel in, perineum up. Breathe in, breathe out. All right, so we said every season has different hand movements. This is the autumn season. We're holding a golden chi ball. So what we're doing is, meditation is about, directed mental activity, even though so what you want to do is, in this case, you can like say a mantra or something, but in this type of meditation, what we do is we visualize energy flow through our body. It's the autumn season, that's metal, so the organs associated with metal are your lungs and your large intestines, and the lung and large intestine meridians go up the back of your hand and down the front. So here, that's why you can see like this. That's your liver, that's your large intestine, and your lung meridians start and end there. So what we want to do is going to hold here, and when we breathe in, we visualize energy coming up our arm into our body, and then we breathe out. So it comes up the back of our arm. That's your lung, and then your large intestine is on the front of your arm. So you breathe in the lung meridian, and then you breathe out you visualize it going down the front of your arm, and then they meet up. So breathe in, visualize energy coming up the back of your hand. Breathe out, going down the front of your arm to your fingertips. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, we'll just go for a minute and a half, and then we'll bow out. So breathe in. Breathe out. Shoulders relaxed. Breathe in. Tongue goes to the top of your mouth. Breathe out. Pull up your perineum. Remember, you want to pull up your perineum. That's, as I said, breathe in. That's pushing energy and spinal fluid up to your spine. Breathe out. Breathe in. Energy coming up the back of your arm. Breathe out, flowing down the front of your arm. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Abdomen coming up, energy flowing up the back of your arms. Breathe out, energy going down the front of your arms. Okay, 2 more breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to pull our feet together. I forgot to bow us in. We do that by pulling down the heavens. You reach up, and as you breathe in and breathe out, we want to push all that energy we just build up into our navel, into our lower dantian. Breathe in, breathe out, and then breathe in, breathe out. Okay, and then we say body mind. We did something. We capture all that energy, and we clap for ourselves because we did something good for ourselves. What's going to happen now is there's a chat room. You should be able to type at the bottom of the screen if you have a question, and then Peggy will relay it to me. She's upstairs on the computer upstairs. If you want